Right, we're back with the forever game. So, let's get back into the swing of things. No. Oh, wait, there is something I need to do for a moment. Just give me a sec. Ba 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 pa. There. Click, click, click. Bring that up again, and there we go. Sorry, just need a minute. Wasn't exactly as prepared as I thought it would be. Yeah, just avoid getting attacked by bears. Stick the forest and jungle. Ooh, drat. Come on. I didn't even get out of anything out of that. Oh, I'm actually earning some money now. I will build the rope bridge eventually, but for now I think I'd rather have a slow monetary income to use for events and whatnot. Treasury is, to some degree, important. Oh, and just so that everyone knows, this game does have combat animations. I've just turned them off because most animals don't actually have animations. This bear doesn't have any sort of animation. Same with this Ethiopian wolf. The deer do, though. As do certain bears and wolves. And you saw the eagles flying in the sky. Those are because they are, to some degree, already exist as Civ 4 assets or a mod asset from another mod, because C2C is basically the pinnacle of all Civ 4 modding, so it takes a lot from the other mods. Great. Not again. So what should I talk about this time? Do I want to go with early prehistory or C2C specific stuff? I don't know. Sure, why not? Prehistory. So we're not 100% certain when modern humans came around, but it was around 200,000 to 300,000 years ago that...
When elephant steps on a trap, no more trap.
Yeah, that we had. That anatomically modern humans appeared on the scene. It was around 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. This is, by the way, a long time ago. I don't think I need to really emphasize that it was very, very far back. But also not that far back either. Yeah, I think this mix should be enough buildings to keep me going for a while. Then maybe I should pick up carving so I can work towards this. Yeah, let's get the Venus Willendorf. If I can build that, that would be great. I doubt I can really manage it, but I won't know until I try. Before then, though, there were various other species of hominids that existed. And during that time, too. We only became the last of our kind around 20-ish thousand years ago. It really wasn't that much time. There's an alligator. Quick to better defensive terrain. Spend a turn healing. Subdue koala. And start making my way back. And hopefully not get attacked by any bears. Tend to leave you alone, though, most of the bears. Unless they're grizzlies. Oh, and gorillas are extremely dangerous. Avoid. Because they're willing to attack on sight. I just hope with the addition of more and more folklore, I can get there we go. It is actually new that animals produce science. New to me, anyway. Upon kill. So that's nice. But yes, most of human history is under what is called the Paleolithic, where toolmaking was largely a mix of instinctual and cultural. Because of course, the children have to learn from their parents how to make tools of various kinds. However, there was no real improvement in techniques, at least not on an individual level. Over the course of generations, there were definitely improvements, but perhaps not as many as you might think. Don't get attacked by bear. Thank you. Though admittedly with Hunter 2, this is, yeah.
Number rules the universe.
After you're done with that, I believe, yes, counting sticks. Oh. Maybe a different tech. Of course, this tech tree isn't exactly perfect. I mean, toolmaking has existed, although maybe the tech represents the beginning of improvements in how to make tools. Of course, the kind of tool that you think of, like these hammers that appear in the stone toolmaker, those are a lot later than you might expect. At the beginning, there is no such concept as a handle. Either the handle is part of the tool that already existed, in the case of like a wooden spear, or there is no handle. The oldest hand axes are literally axe blades that you hold in your hand directly, that were slowly chipped, well, maybe not chipped away at, scraped against something harder until the shape that was wanted ended up coming. This is yeah, the process I believe is called mapping, um, with a K at the beginning. Oh, I finally subdued a stellar seal. There we go, folklore. Get that set up. Continue improving the rate at which I can research stuff. Wrong direction. Yeah, there seem to be a lot of weaker units to the south down here, so I'm heading that way. And yes, there are fish. I can't do anything about the fish yet, though. That will have to come later. Oh, look, an African penguin.
I am a futurist, but ironically, my two daughters tell me my taste in music is positively prehistoric.
Let's hope the African elephant doesn't try anything. Good. Lot of deer there. Alright, bring the African penguin back. Oh, there's an emu. Okay. Time to start building the first tile improvement. Right, I need a music hut. I'll see what I can get with deception later on. You know what? An actual gatherer would be a smart idea. Oh, and I might also mention that I have automatic turns on. So if I make a decision and there are no more decisions left in the turn, according to the um, based on a list of units that need orders and cities that don't have anything to produce, then yeah, it will automatically pass the turn. Of course, if there were no decisions in the first place, it will wait to give me a chance to say, wait, I want to handle something in the city first. Again, this is purely to speed up the turns, so I don't need to press enter 200,000 times over the course of, not 200,000, 20,000 times. So there's 20,000 turns. Yep. 20,000 times over the course of recording all this. Assuming I get to all the way to the end, which I'm not even certain about. This is a long, long game.
Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception.
Joy. Tigers. Woo. Well, I could afford a lookout post in order to help deal with things. Including the fact that crime now actually has an effect since Lion's here. It really doesn't matter much, but it's the first crime. And that needs to be handled at some point. Yeah. I'd rather not do exile crises though, because, yeah. That line can spawn the barbarian exile. I'd rather not deal with that. Automatically hostile units are never fun. Since I already have a Galapagos penguin, I'll just have it move on its own to the destination that I want it to. I don't care enough to defend it. I don't actually need it quite as much as I otherwise would have. Do wish the animals would move around a bit more. Whew, that was not an easy fight, but it managed to get through. Build a scavenger camp. Oh, and by the way, the potential annoyance of needing to bring units back will fade upon reaching the Ancient Era. They will automatically teleport to the nearest city. The units, so. Folklore Earth. I'll happily take more folklore and then see what I can build with cooperation. Second most powerful civ. I've got a chaser, travel guards, and a spiked clubman. Or is it a regular clubman? Spiked clubman. I mean, those things are tough, but it is only 3 strength. Again, dispersed among all my units, it is 6 strength total. Admittedly, 15 science is a lot, but it's less than a turn's worth now. 31 culture is quite a bit though, since I only produce like 10 a turn.
Every kind of peaceful cooperation among men is primarily based on mutual trust, and only secondarily on institutions such as courts of justice and police.
There we go. That should speed up worker improvement building, and also boost the amount of production, science, food, gold. Enables some interesting stuff too, that can come in handy later. Heal. I need you at full strength if I want you to be effective. especially since you only have one strength to work with. No, no, wait. I'd rather not, because this gatherer is the one I think I'm going to farm for XP. Because yes, technically worker units do get promotions in the base, not promotions, XP in the base game. They just don't have any promotions associated with them, so they don't actually get anything out of it. Razorbill and Seagull. Shouldn't be a problem for me to take them down. The only issue is actually getting to them before they cross the... yeah, they escape. Naturally, they flee. Apparently not all of them. No. There's folklore. I can do percussion instruments. Yeah, sure. Get me even more culture. Folklore isn't really the most amazing thing. All the way over here. And gone. Great. There we go, I've got the subdue off. That should prevent anyone from attacking the subdued animal anyway, so... and... there. There we go, new folklore.
Life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain.
Okay, I'll go for cooking and then continue finishing up with buffing the stone tool maker. Yoink. Bring the penguin over to here. Start building storytellers too. Well, maybe not yet. Storyteller can wait. But yes, prehistory can be really fascinating.
If you ever catch on fire, try to avoid seeing yourself in the mirror, because I bet that's what really throws you into a panic.
Oh, I didn't have Galapagos penguin yet? Oh. Oh, look, a stellar sea eagle. Watch it flee. And out of sight. I need to be really careful about that. Let's move to here and see if anyone's aggressive enough to attack. No. Still a large enough defense bonus to be safe-ish? Yes. Oh, there's multiple gorillas. Great. Yeah, let's build another gatherer. Wet nurse too. There we go. Yes, the gatherer does use up food. Ooh, extra experience. Lovely. What? Oh, you must be damaged from something. I subdued an ancient animal. Uh, an animal that is nowadays extinct. Nice. There. Wait here until it's done. Might be safer to walk through here, actually. Well. New hunting unit. Because I lost the 90% chance rule. The 90% rule. And hey, that's XCOM for you. Oh, well, the makers of XCOM. Was the same company after all. There we go. More folklore quests. Paleolithic marsupial. Ah, so mega kangaroo. Ye olde megafauna. This, the things that modern humans have managed to all almost entirely hunt into extinction.
So long as you have food in your mouth, you have solved all questions for the time being.
That opens up a lot. Or shelter. Do a shelter building. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, great. Oh wait, the eagle stuck around? Ta-da! Two. To stand a better chance against the animals. It does mean I'm weaker against Barbians, though. But that's a worthy sacrifice. Gah. Okay. Oh, this one's animated. Sabertooth. Not happening. I probably should avoid attacking that kangaroo. Is that a lizard or just a small crocodile? Small croc. Still incredibly dangerous. Whoa. Grizzly. Lovely. Okay, I can build a butchery now. Oh, those Neanderthal slingers are still over there. So, you know, an excellent reason not to touch this tribal hut. Till much, much later. Oh, hey, a tarantula. Oh, yes. So, an addition that C2C has is the developing leader personalities. At least, it's a possible thing. Now, I've expanded the system as much as possible. Developing leaders. Leaders start without any traits, and complex traits. So there are positive and negative ones in C2C, and this is a list of all the positive ones. And all of these have an equivalent negative. Some of these don't exist without complex traits, but yeah. They all have got positives and drawbacks. Let's pick pragmatic. That one is pretty strong. And I definitely want to have a lot of advantages. And also, not needing to deal with a lot of the more annoying systems. Definite plus. Definite plus. Let's see if I can get to that goody hut. Oh, there's penguins here. Galapagos penguins. Drat. Not again. Again. That's all. The culture shifted. Okay, child labor crew. That should deal with a lot of issues. Disease is no longer an issue thanks to pragmatic. Nice. That's gonna change though. Admittedly, I really need a chaser. Sure. Let's do that first. Because hunting is vital.
Weariness can snore upon the flint, when resty sloth finds the down pillow hard.
And already, I start with Hunter 2. Nice. I don't normally need to produce as many units, but honestly, units die quicker. And it's taking much longer. No thank you. I don't want to fight those. I don't want to have those anywhere near me. That's 4 strength. Oh, come on. Well, at least I know what I'm doing next. Got attacked by a moon bear. No, the path is still here. It's just that the fruit camp's gone entirely. Woo. Great. In case anyone is wondering, no, I cannot build settlers right now. That's actually something that has to be unlocked down the line. Like near the end of the prehistoric tree. I can show the exact tech for it. Right here is Chief. Tribalism. National Unit 1 allowed. Proper settlers are here with sedentary lifestyle, as are proper workers that don't get removed upon building one thing. Ah. Starts with an XP. To do that. Okay. Let's finally do the folklore. Probably should do the fire pit too, for more culture production. Oh, hey! An owl. There we go. Subdued. Planning on actually moving it on its own since it's fairly safe looking to do so. It should be fine. This bit's very safe. So. Oh dear, oh dear. Fortified.
It is easy to dodge a spear that comes in front of you, but hard to keep harms away from an arrow shot from behind.
Go, and carving. Okay, wasn't attacked by anything. No, no, no. Hey, nice. Yeah, buildings when completed make their own sound. Normally, you would have a window pop up here that asks for what you want to build next, and then you can go to the city screen instead in order to have a closer look at the city. Or just choose to idle, but recommend not to idle because there's not much of a point to that. Unless you're in desperate need of gold. Let's start building up storytellers. I've got plenty of time for this sort of thing. No, maybe harems down the line. Okay, there. Which dance should I build first? Rain, war, nature, fire, fertility. Oh, and on the promotions that appeared, those don't matter for now. They're not helpful enough. There might be interesting ways to deal with things, but yeah. For now, there's just not enough of a point to using them. But what they do, one, is increase the education of the tile they sit in. And two, oh, oops, wrong button. And the other reduces the chance of a revolt happening, which happens if there's too much foreign culture spreading into the city. Plus 1% food is not enough to be really worth it. Nature dance is more fun. Perhaps I should put that better. More helpful to me and my needs. I'm surrounded. Grab the ensnare later. Once I get a proper hunter. Oh, thank you. The extra experience is greatly appreciated. Oh, my. Too dangerous to leave the units behind. There's way too many aggressive animals in the area. Rain dance. Yeah, those dance buildings are a great way to get extra culture. The rest of the way should be safe for them. Take a couple turns to heal and head back south. Moon dance. Yeah, because of the adjustment to culture, the combination of realistic culture spread and culture that adjustment that makes it so that it's only the last 100 turns that count for culture production does mean that it's a bit more difficult to maintain an actual territory. But I am fine with that. I can work with it, or around it. Though I definitely need a new gatherer afterwards in order to deal with this. Think. There we go. I do need to eventually plan on a spot to put the second city, but that's a long, long ways away. More culture, more size. The raw culture isn't really important. Next, game modification. Game rule modification.
The past is prophetic, in that it asserts loudly that wars are poor chisels for carving out peaceful tomorrows.
Paris ritualism. Oh. Wait. Choirs, prehistory music, herbalism leads to natural pigments. Oh, that's not that far ahead. Why am I all the way up here? Here it is. I can move to tracking. Look, there's an actual hunting tech. Here it is. Yeah, it's right next to tribalism. Just to be safe. Probably use the... No, Jaguar didn't attack. Okay. Let's see what herbalism gets before I make any more decisions on what to build in the city. Move together. Because an emu is not a common animal to find. I have not seen that many on this continent compared to all the lynxes. But anyway, I did mention the Paleolithic. The Stone Age. kind of doesn't really have a start. It depends on when you're talking about. Because hominids have been making stone tools for ages. Tool making is not unique to humans. It's not even unique to great apes. Or primates, even. So many animals use tools. It's not as many, it's not that many, but
When you smoke the herb, it reveals you to yourself.
it's a lot more common than you might think. There are birds that can use tools, for example. Invertebrates that can use tools. On occasion. Octopi do that. They don't do it much, but they definitely do use tools. It's just not the most common thing to occur. Oh, that wasn't even fighting. That was just randomly walking into it. It latched onto me. How do I get the traps? Okay. Okay, beyond this point, I don't think it needs an escort to get to where it needs to go. Well, so yeah, I did mention the Paleolithic. Yeah. It does have a pretty distinct endpoint on the Paleolithic, though. That's the point where tool quality starts to spike. And compared to having barely innovation for hundreds of thousands of years, there are definitely fast improvements in stonework. In fact, it's around that point where we say that behaviorally modern humans appear. In that they start acting in ways that are definitely familiar to us, at least from what evidence we can gather, which sadly isn't all that much. But it's definitely something.
Ritual will always mean throwing away something, destroying our corn or wine upon the altar of our gods.
So what does folklore do? Yeah, it gets me a little bit more. And chain piper. See what's out here. Oh, come on. And of course you flee into the water, where I cannot reach you. Oh, a tortoise. Iguana. Doesn't provide much. There we go. I produce a lot of culture, apparently, though. Whoa, that's 189 food. That's a big turtle. Yeah, like I said, there was a big spike in effectiveness. At least when it came to the tools that were made. They were much higher in quality. And that's where we figure that humans start to think in ways like we do today. Because they genuinely start to innovate. There were innovations before, yes. In fact, I think, yeah, like, for example, clothes definitely started to happen far earlier. In fact, at least for modern human use, I think the Neanderthals might have actually made that one even earlier. Which makes sense, because they were living in Europe. And that place liked to get cold. Even during the warm periods of the Ice Ages, of which we're in right now. A warm period. It is interesting how I haven't run into anyone yet. They're all herbivores. They're very unlikely to attack. Oh, a lion. Great. Sit still and heal for a while.
The ground was stone, but I ground it, and it not stone no more.
It's also when various, yeah, but the Neolithic is when innovations really started to increase in the rate that we generally think of when we think of exponential technological development. I mean, it was still slow. It was ludicrously slow in the early times when it came to that sort of a thing. Bitch and storyteller. Extra science will come in. Hostiles. Nope.
The oldest known sandals, and the oldest known footwear of any type, were discovered in Fort Rock Cave in the U.S. state of Oregon. Radiocarbon dating of the sagebrush bark from which they were woven indicates an age of at least 10,000 years.
Yeah, that's the thing. Footwear is actually one of the newest innovations in clothing. Type of clothes. Not sure what exactly the oldest clothing is, but it's probably along the lines of torso coverings to keep warm. Or maybe some sort of glove thing for handling. I don't know. I'm just guessing, honestly. Especially since as cloths are one of the harder things to search for with archaeology and all that. Because it's mainly the tools that stick around. For a variety of reasons. Do I want to risk? It is 65% defense bonus. And if I win, I get quite a bit of XP. And African penguins. Oh, a sequel. Sup, dude? I gotta make my way back. That mountain range up there has to end at some point. Right? Oh, rubber. That's going to be important down the line. Wait, How's a tarantula that fast? Fortify for a bit. Bark working.
The greatest masterpieces were once only pigments on a palette.
Okay, dye. Dye is special. It's a lot harder to get than you would think. But that's something for later. There we go. Finally. I can get the folklore of that too. Just need to head back. But yes, the Paleolithic and the Neolithic are the two Stone Ages. And the Paleolithic is the longest by far. The Neolithic is, I think, at most it's 40,000 years ago is when it began. In history. It's a very, very long time. Has Venus been built yet? No. It is 54 turns though. I think I'd rather build one of the prehistoric caves wonders. Perhaps I should talk about wonders? Yeah, I've got nothing. I don't really know much about the old Stone Age and whatnot. Because I mentioned it just because I recently watched a video on it. But yes, the wonders. There is a system of wonders that's actually a bit unique to Civ 4. The concept of a national wonder. These are wonders that have very specific requirements. Like, not Civ 6 level of requirements, but still very specific requirements. Oh, come on! I had... But they tend to have much more specific requirements than world wonders. And every Civ can build one of them. But only one. And there's also a concept specific to C2C that are group wonders. These are world wonders that you can only build one of within the group. The prehistoric caves is one of them. Once I've built the Classius river caves, I can't build any of these wonders. Hopefully no one else picked the specific one, but there we go. It's more powerful than the cave shelter, although it doesn't give me as much culture. I don't think. Oh well. I'll go for the clay pit next. The beach sand gatherer. Oh, okay, maybe I don't need the beach sand, but... I should be able to get to 3 populations soon.
The venom clamors of a jealous woman, poison more deadly than a mad dog's tooth.
Okay, I think I'll stop for the moment. Right. See you again next time. Hopefully I can talk about something better than this. Because that was atrocious. I mean, I didn't plan it, so... Anyway, see you again next time. Till then, bye.